What do you do?
Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? How you doing this morning, man? It is 5:30 a.m. That's right, 5:30 a.m. on the West Coast. 5:30 a.m. in California. It's not 5:30 a.m. here on the East Coast where I normally do my show at 5:30 a.m. Here on the East Coast, it's actually 8:30 a.m. And I gotta tell you, last night I woke up at it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, somewhere right in there. And there was a storm going on outside, and my wife was up. She had just gotten off the phone with the doctor. She had just gotten off the phone. She had called like emergency and things like that, because our baby had a temperature of right at almost 103 degrees. So her temperature was right at almost 103. And so I woke up kind of to my wife on the phone. I was worried about what was going on. At the same time, I was dead asleep. I was like right in the middle of a sleep cycle. And so we were trying to talk through what our next steps were going to be. We got 4 kids in the house. Savannah's got the flu. Joel's got the flu. Meredith's got the flu, and Willow's got the flu. So we had 4 kids in the house with the flu, and then we got the 4-month-old, with this fever, this really high fever. So we're assuming the 4-month-old's got the flu, which the rest of the kids are going to be fine, but babies with the flu, not cool, right? It's pretty scary. And so we kind of talked through what we thought were going to be the best steps. What should we do? Go to the emergency room? Can we not go to the emergency room? So on and so forth. So we kind of talked through those steps. I honestly wasn't the probably kindest to my wife as I should have been. I was half asleep. I was worried about having to get up at 3:50 in the morning so that I could do my show here, Hashtag Rise and Grind. And ultimately, after some conversation, we decided that we were going to, not go to the emergency room. So I lay back down, and the storm is just whipping, right? Like ripped shingles off of our house. You can hear, things out on the porch banging up against the walls. All of these, noises, just like this wicked storm that we had last night here in Kentucky. And so we've got all of the noises from the storm. You've got the babies that are sick. We got the one baby that's got this super high temperature, and so it's kind of tough to fall back asleep. But finally, my eyes did close, thank goodness, and I was able to get some rest. And when I woke up and I looked at my phone, it was 6:47 a.m. 6:47 a.m. I hadn't done my normal show, and what was even worse, what was far worse, was that I had a guest on today. I was supposed to have a guest on, Kevin Martin. My man, Kevin Martin, was going to be on the show this morning, so I popped open my phone, and of course there's a message from Kevin. He had sent a message at 4 a.m. He was ready to be a part of the show, join Hashtag Rise and Grind. He was ready to meet you guys, and I was really excited to talk with Kevin. And you see, you got to understand something. Kevin Martin, let me go over to his, let me see if I can get, let me see, hold on just a second. Let me pull this down. So Kevin, this is Kevin Martin right here. So Kevin Martin is a 26-year-old He's a millennial that's doing amazing and powerful things in the world. As you can see, right here, this is a picture of Kevin Martin with the President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump himself. And, here he is with Air Force One. You can go through, and if you look at his profile, there's pictures of him at the White House. There's pictures of him with different leaders. This is a 26-year-old, African-American man that has been doing some amazing things, not just for the Trump administration. He does work with the Trump administration, but he'll be the first to tell you, I had conversations with him, and he'll be the first to tell you that just because he works with the Trump administration doesn't mean that he necessarily agrees with everything that Donald Trump does, or that the president and his administration does. He doesn't necessarily agree with all of that. However, his belief and his mission, what's important and what's powerful to him, is that he engage fellow millennials. I mean, this dude's only 26 years old, so he wants to engage other millennials and help them to understand that they have a voice in this country, and that they can make an impact on this planet, and that they can do things that others don't think are possible. The things that you think aren't possible are possible. And so he's just this truly inspiring human being, and he's actually put himself in the crosshairs, right? He's put himself in the crosshairs as an African American male in America, because in America, as an African American male, you're not supposed to support Donald Trump or anything like that. And so he's put himself in the crosshairs. He's put himself in a unique position, and unique situation in this country that tends to be divided over things like politics and race and things like that, right? And so I really was excited to bring him on the show so that you guys could meet him, because he's just an incredibly powerful human being. He's also got some roots in the auto industry, where he works with millennials as far as helping them with their sales strategies, helping them become better people in business. He's just this powerful human being, right? Really powerful human being. And he had sent me a message at 4 a.m. He was ready to be on the show, and I just couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it, that I had missed this opportunity to share such an incredibly important human being, one of my heroes. This week we've been talking about heroes on the show, and I missed this opportunity to share him with you today by sleeping in, man. I slept right through it. Like I didn't snooze. I didn't hit the snooze button. I woke up and it was 6:47 a.m. after, a rough night. And so all of these thoughts are going through my head, and I wanted so desperately to introduce Kevin Martin to you guys. Like, it was one thing for me to miss the show. That alone is disappointing, right? I've put my family on the line with this show. I left Dan Cummins. I left my comfortable, cozy general manager position so that I could do this with you guys, so that I could pour into you guys every single day, and I risked my family. I got 7 kids. And so I put my family on the line to do this. And so all of these thoughts just go racing through my head this morning. Like, dude, you missed an opportunity with Kevin Martin. You missed an opportunity not only to share him with everybody, but to get to know him on a deeper level. Obviously, he's an influential guy who's doing big things in this country, doing just powerful, beautiful things in the country. And so not only did I miss that opportunity for me and my family, I missed the opportunity to share him with you guys. And so, all of these thoughts are just racing through my head this morning. I'm like, golly, dude, I can't believe this. I believe that this happened. Like, when you decide to do a show at 5:30 in the morning every single day, I mean, it's hard. It's challenging. It's really, really challenging. Your whole entire life starts to shift. The decisions you make the night before, the decisions that you make in the morning, all of those things. And I believe in myself enough to know that I'm a peak performer. I'm a top performer. And I understand that when I make a mistake, that mistake is going to be a mistake that's going to be made publicly, and it's going to affect more people than just me. It affects you. You're used to waking up with me every morning, 5:30 a.m. Eastern. It affects you. It affects my family. It affects my business. It affects my career. It affects my spirit. It affects everything. So as all of these things are rushing through my head, all of these thoughts, and I'm thinking, okay, now what do we do now? What do we do now? We can't go back in time. We accept the fact that we are flawed. So what do we do now? So of course I reached out to Kevin. I apologized to him, and he's gracious. And he has said that he will come back and be on the show another day, right? He will come back and he will be on the show another day at another time. And I thought, man, I got to get back on the horse as fast as I can. I could just disappear, do no show at all weekend, right? Come back Monday, act like nothing happened. Right? That thought runs through my head. And then I'm like, no, man, we got to get back on the horse. We got to jump in, because in actuality, in all reality, when you're a believer like I am, God has a plan. And I believe that God's plan is to use this moment to share something that's been on my heart with all of you. You see, as I was sitting in church this last Sunday, he was talking about idolatry, the things that we look at and the things that we worship. He was talking about not having separation between creator and the created. He was thinking, he talked to me about all of those things, and I thought, man, sometimes we do that, right? We're here on this series of heroes and the people that we look up to and the expectations that we have from them. And I thought, man, Kevin's one of my heroes, Danelle Delgado, all of these people, but they, just like me, are flawed. They're not perfect. I'm not perfect. There's only one that's perfect. There's only one that's not flawed, that has zero flaws. And the one that's perfect is God above, our creator. The separation between creator and created. And so I wanted to take this opportunity after publicly messing up, right? You sleep in a little bit, don't know nobody know about it. No, you ain't even got to tell nobody. I sleep in a little bit, which I think it's kind of cool that I slept in 3 hours and was still up at 6:50. That's my win for the day. I overslept 3 hours and still was up at 6:50. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that I am flawed. You are flawed. None of us are perfect. There's only one that's perfect. There's only one, and it's really important that we don't forget that. I don't want you guys to think that I'm the hero, because I'm not. I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude that is committed. I am a guy who cares about you deeply. I'm a guy who wants you to win, and I can give you the proven strategies on how to win. I can teach you how to win. I can teach you how to rise. I can teach you how to evolve. I can teach you how to make an impact. I can do all of those things. I got a charismatic personality. I'm an incredible father. I'm an incredible husband. I believe deeply in the God above, the God that created all. I am a spiritual human being, and I will continue to rip shreds through the universe to be able to reach you directly as frequently and often as humanly possible to help you become the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. I am all of those things. But I am also flawed. I am human. I'm not a superhero. And I want to make sure we don't get that twisted. I want to make sure that you don't get it twisted and that I don't get it twisted. Because sometimes it's easy to do. Sometimes it's easy to run through the brain and blame yourself and blame others. Sometimes it's easy for us to get attached to earthly things like a show at 5:30 in the morning. But I had to remind myself that I don't need to be attached to Kevin Martin. He's an amazing human being. He's amazing. Like, please, will you do me a favor? Will you message Kevin Martin today? Message him and tell him how excited you are to see him the next time he comes on the show. Will you jump on his page and will you follow him? Will you let him know that the Rise and Grind crew cares? And I've already let him know that, I've already apologized to him for the morning. But my whole point is, Kevin isn't the one that's gonna take me to the top. I've got a call with Eric Thomas at 9:00 this morning. He's not the one that's going to take me to the top. This show isn't what's going to take me to the top. What's going to take me to the top is God. 100%. It's God. And so I think I needed it. I think I needed a little smack in the face this morning, like, yo, Glenn Lundy, don't get too attached to the earthly things. Understand that there is a destiny for you to fulfill, one that was created by the Creator, the man above, not created by Glenn Lundy, not created by Rise and Grind, not created by a 5:30 a.m. television show, and not created by the network of people that I have out there that can help. They can help me towards my destiny, but there is no destiny without God. And that's the message I want to share with you this morning here on #Rise and Grind. So I do apologize to those of you that wake up with me every single day at 5:30. I apologize for not being the best alarm clock in the world today. I apologize for that. However, I will make it up to you. We will deliver, and I will continue to deliver absolute fire for you. We'll get back on track. We'll get right back on the horse. And I'm going to get Kevin on the show because you guys need to meet him. What he is doing out there it's unreal what he's doing out there. So I apologize again. I wanted to hop on here, do that. I also wanted to let you guys know something super, super cool. That flag that you see behind me, we have partnered up. Let me pull this down. We have partnered up with Rustic America. Okay, it's a company called Rustic America. This is Rob Whalen right here, and Rob Whalen makes these flags. He makes these handcrafted flags. He's one of our everyday heroes here on Earth. He's a firefighter, or was a firefighter, and he loves soldiers, firefighters, police officers, all of the everyday heroes. So he makes these handcrafted flags. And he made one for the Rise and Grind Nation, which is beautiful. You see it behind me all the time. So you can go get one of these handcrafted flags. Go to Rustic with a K, rusticamerica.com/rise and grind. rusticamerica.com/rise and grind. If you go there, I mean, look what he does with these things, man. He torches the wood. He handcrafts and hand makes every single one of them. It's awesome. It represents our incredible, beautiful country that I love, where guys like Kevin Martin can rise to the top and end up walking around in the White House making an influence on millennials. A guy like Kevin Martin can have a dream and he can go out there and chase it and make an impact on this planet. So it represents our amazing country, represents our heroes of this country. You can get a Rise and Grind flag, or if you want, you can get a thin blue line flag or a thin red line flag to represent the firefighters or the police officers in America. All that stuff's available. So super cool. I did want to share that with you guys. I love you guys very, 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 very much. Hope you have an incredible day today. If you need more episodes like this, you can go to #That's Wrong. If you need more episodes of #Rise and Grind, you can go to GlennLundy.com. That's Glenn Lundy with 2 N's because I'm twice as nice. You can go to GlennLundy.com. If you need some Rise and Grind gear, go to GlennLundy.com. And I'm assuming at some point there'll be a link to this amazing flag that I got back here, this handcrafted wooden flag. It's amazing. There's a link to those I'm assuming will be on GlennLundy.com at some point. But most importantly, enjoy your weekend. Have an incredible, fabulous, over-the-top, amazing day. And don't forget where you came from, my friend, because you are a child of God. Uniquely made by the God of the universe to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. and you're already making good decisions. You're watching hashtag Rise and Grind. You're waking up early. You're making great decisions in your life. Your Don's putting a smile on everybody's face, right? My man Don Sankey, he's making sure to make people smile today. And my man Josh is out there doing big things. Dave Clayton's up in here, and Janelle Griego, all of you, you're doing these incredible, incredible things. And I want you to know and understand that these things that you're doing, they're making an impact. They're making an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers, and they're making a massive impact on me. And I, for one, absolutely love you for it. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. So go out there and have an incredible day, have an incredible weekend, and then do me a favor, come back here again Monday morning, 5:30 a.m. I'm going to try my best. I'm just kidding. I'll be here 5:30 a.m. I'll be here. Come join me Monday morning on hashtag Rise and Grind.
We dance.